Unlike many feline carnivores, this carnivore does not have to spend too much effort in tearing or crushing their prey to enjoy, but instead, they proceed to devour the meals that they eat and can hunt. So if the prey is too big, what will these pythons do? Will their miraculous jaws and huge belly help them to digest these meals? As the pythons swallow their prey too big, and what happens next? As an animal of the order snakes, pythons are commonly distributed in Asia, Australia, Africa, and often live in forests, grasslands, or they can also occur near the rivers and nearby areas, near streams and lakes. As they can spend large amounts of time in the trees, but are often found loitering in the water and looking for prey. As the food of the python is mainly the deer, goat, and etc. As there are also species that eat smaller animals such as mice and rabbits. So let us admire the python's giant prey that they swallow. As it is hard to believe that one clear day on a verdant lawn, you can see a giant python trying to find a way to squeeze or eat an animal many times their own mass. As yes, the unfortunate victim in this attack is sambar deer, an extremely favorite prey of pythons. As despite many times getting up to escape, all the efforts of this deer seem to be meaningless, especially when the python is more than 8 meters in size and weighs at least 100 kilograms, which is full of determination to destroy its prey. As it seems that the deer was helpless before the giant python's squeeze, and it had to accept the turning into a meal for this bloodthirsty python. However, with the large size of the prey, the python had struggled to swallow the prey completely, as the meal was so full that its body was now many times larger than the original. Have you ever wondered why pythons can swallow their prey many times their own size? As the pythons also need to preliminarily handle their prey before eating, by squeezing to break down their hard bones, and thereby making it easier for them to swallow. But you see, things don't always go as smoothly as they should, and neither do pythons. As sometimes, due to being too gluttonous, the python recklessly swallows their prey that is too large for it, which makes it difficult for it to digest and to move. So what do when these oversized meals? After swallowing their prey whole, the python had realized that the meal was too big for it, and it was forced to vomit the whole thing up. As the python was observed writhing with a huge belly. As this oversized meal had made the python feel regret and was forced to try and vomit. As immediately after, it had opened its mouth and belly to the fullest extent and had to writhe in an attempt to push the carcass out. And after only a few minutes, the goat's body was found lying on the ground. It is not just finding a delicious and nutritious meal that the python can survive for a long time in the wild. As sometimes, the meals that are too large will cause the python to face many difficulties and even lose their lives. As an autopsy was carried out on the dead python with a bloated belly, and as a result, a boar with the same weight as the python is sitting in the belly of a predator. As many people wonder why the pythons can digest a large and even dangerous prey with such sharp horns without perforation, or how long it takes for it to digest a hearty meal, as this is the answer. First, the pythons will use a specialized group of skull bones, ligaments, and muscles to open their jaws as wide as possible to swallow their prey, as it is the jaw opening that sets a limit on the size of their prey that the pythons can eat. According to research, after swallowing the larger prey, the python's body will have a change in the digestive system, increasing the size of the internal organs to make it easier to digest the huge calories. As after swallowing the prey whole, the next step in the python is to push the prey along the digestive tract, as the stomach fluids help it to decompose the tissues, the meat, and even the horns of the prey. As the pythons will use their bones in their heads and jaws to herd their prey into their stomachs. As a new study has found that the pythons have the ability to absorb the calcium from their bones of their prey that they have previously swallowed, and that it is an additional source of nutrients for the body. As therefore, the python's body can adapt for the long fasting period, continuing with the huge meals, as the digestion process takes place with a high intensity and nutrient absorption. As immediately after swallowing their prey, in the intestinal tissue of the python, there is a change on cells, and old cells that were previously overworked during digestion are now being replaced by new cells. As scientists have discovered that the new cells are responsible for breaking down the small pieces of bone to make it easier to digest. As these special cells break down those smaller pieces of bone before releasing and resulting nutrients into the bloodstream. As they suggest that this process allows the python to freely absorb calcium from the bones of prey in their bellies. With a larger prey, the python will probably take about 7 days, as even a month, to fully digest the prey, and it may not even have to eat for a year. As however, during this stage, the pythons are very vulnerable to other animals, due to the difficulty of movement and defense. And as witnessing firsthand the scenes of the python opening its mouth wide and swallowing its prey, many viewers could not help but shiver in fear. As although an ambush predator can cause the countless animals to burst their blood vessels and to stop breathing, as many times people have to laugh and be surprised by the funny incidents of the pythons because they are greedy. As today's video ends here, thank you all so much for watching this video, and if you love to explore the animal world around us, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like and share this video. And for now, goodbye, and see you in the next video.